Hi, this is Marimuthu Kannivadi for a live session of Safety Officer Careers Prospects. The safety officer job is one of the much demanding job in worldwide, especially in construction industry, oil and gas industries, and manufacturing industries everywhere. So you have to develop your skills. How much you are developing the skills, that is the main thing you have to uh, you are how much you are developing, that much your knowledge is the main key for safety officer job. The language, wherever you go, the language communication skills are very much important. Then, apart from the communications, the problem solving abilities is much needed. The normally the safety officers, the science background like physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, and maths. So, if you have a science background and science degree and engineering degree with the initial stage, if you have a IO sketch, OSHA qualifications, it's enough. Then later period, you can improve with the standard of NIBOS. So the career wise, how good you are, that's very much important. You must think yourself for best safety officer positions. In the worldwide, each job has its own limits and various, demands are there. Nowadays, health and safety and environment is very much growing job demands. When you go for IT and other, industries, you have a lot of struggles, a lot of things that, people, demand is very nowadays getting reduced. But when you see the safety officer position worldwide, people are, you know, getting more demands in safety officers job. Wherever you go, the safety officer has a much demanded position because the behavior based observations, the systematic safety management systems, this all makes overall the accident prevention plays a major role. And also the human rights is well established worldwide. Because of human rights well established worldwide, nowadays the safety officer positions are much demanded because of labor laws, safety rules and regulations, and every country and every organization is counted. Why it's counted? Because any one person dying or fatality, it will makes big differences. That's why the companies asked to appoint safety officers worldwide. So when you see the safety officer growing everywhere, then the growth of the safety officer positions also is very much increasing. Not only in one country, worldwide, it's a mandatory to appoint a safety officer and a safety department and monitoring the employees' health, monitoring the environmental management systems, and monitoring the overall health and loss prevention. So, you see, everywhere in the world, Nowadays, they are demanding safety professionals. Now, the safety is not a single safety officer position. Now, it's called as a HSE, Health, Safety, and Environment. So, the health, safety, and environment jobs are worldwide demanding. But who can apply? And also, what the basic knowledge or basic requirement for a safety officer position? That's important. You see, the safety officer positions, you cannot simply go and do the job, because the position required lot of communication skills. The position required lot of problem solving ability, and the position required a lot of scientific knowledge. Then only you can progress the career. Worldwide, now people thinking about the safety officer job is not that much important, but the safety officer job is the most important job worldwide nowadays, to prevent any accidents, incident, and environment side, to protect the environment. In future, what is the major risk is environmental risk, climate change, then the sea level rising, environmental pollutions, environmental problems, then the conservation of energy, the energy loss is there everywhere. So, people nowadays, you see, they are recruiting the health, safety, environmental professionals. Especially the environmental professionals are getting more jobs. So you have to make, being a safety officer career, you have to make yourself as a HSE officers, health, safety, and environmental officers. In this health, safety, and environmental officers, you must have the health knowledge, that is first aid, medicinal knowledge, and how to do the first aid, and you must have a first aid certificates, and CPR technologies, how to do the CPR, cardiopulmonary resistance, and the various health informations, basic health informations, and you can say safety side, fire extinguishers, fire alarms, different types of fires, and how to mitigate the fire, and then how we can place the fire extinguishers, how you can operate the fire extinguishers. These things and all, you can know it that time. And also the environmental side, what is environmental aspect, what is environmental impact, what are the environmental hazards, risk, and how to minimize the waste, what are the different kinds of waste, and what is e-waste, and how you can dispose the waste, what are the environmental rules and regulations of the country, how you can dispose the waste as per the standards, as per the legal terms. So these all the things, you must know it, being a HSE officer. So that's why I'm telling you, the safety officer career is not a safety officer career itself. You have to make a safety officer career into HSE officer career. So worldwide, it's integrated form. You have to, you at least you have a science or engineering background, it's okay. But if you are coming from arts, you have to learn more about health, safety, and environment side. That's very much important. Then, apart from that, you can learn HSC side, okay. Then, basic degree or diploma, in case high engineering diploma. Then you have a arts group means if it's a science linked max is there and you have to learn the science knowledges. So then Nibosh immediately, it's not a matter to learn the Nibosh. You can have a OSA certification is enough. When you are starting as a safety officer career, you have to get the first OSA 30 hours construction safety. Then you can do it IOSH, managing safely. Then the last is when you are update 5 years, 3 years, 5 years, you have improved your career, you settled career, then you do it Nibosh. Don't be hurry for doing the Nibosh. As per my experience or as per my opinion, it's not, immediately in the market, people are telling that doing the Nibosh. Even though you did the Nibosh with the some big companies, training companies, they are asking to do the Nibosh, it's meaningless. Because you have to develop your knowledge first. You have a science background, or if it's arts background, you have to learn science and get the certification of OSA first and go and join in any construction industry. The construction industry, if it's a major construction industry, is good. When you are there in a major construction industry, being a safety officer, you have to learn first 3 years. 2 to 3 years is very important. A engineering degree or a science degree, or if it's arts means you got to learn science and you can have a first OSA 30 hours construction safety certificate. Then you can start as a safety officer career in a big construction industry, whatever it may be. Then at least work 2 to 3 years. So you have to learn in the ground everything about the safety knowledge, safety informations, everything you have to learn. This learning is the main thing, because in safety field during the interview they will ask a lot of scientific questions. So you have to give the proper answers for the oil and gas companies. First, you can start with the career with the construction industry. Then you have to go to the ground and learn. That is the way to improve the safety officer's career. So, again, sorry. Thanks for joining my singer. Thanks for joining, Melak. Hi. Iyengar, thanks for joining. You have any doubt, you can also ask me about the safety officer career prospects. So then in the big construction industry, you can join as a safety officer. There you can improve. You have to learn the first aids. You have to learn fire extinguishers. You have to learn first emergency preparedness and response. And Ismail, thanks for joining, Ismail. Anything else you want to ask, you can ask me. We will go for this safety officers career prospects. So Ismail, thanks for joining. Then in big construction industry, you have to learn crane, you have to learn forklift, you have to learn bulldozers, you have to learn environmental pollutions, air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, and noise pollution, and PPEs. So, first aid side, fire side, then environmental side. How they are going to dispose the various waste and what is environmental impact assessments. So, as per the career of safety officer, I said engineering degree or degree in science. If it's you have a arts degree, no problem. You have to learn science. Then first start with the 30 hours OSHA construction certificate. Then you can do it IO sketch after 2 to 3 years. Then only you can do it NIBOSH. Don't do it immediately NIBOSH because only certificate will not make a big difference. You have to learn, being a safety professional, you have to learn the ground about the health, safety, the environment. So you have to learn what is environmental aspect, what is environmental impact. Then what is environmental impact assessments. Then what is how the waste segregated, generated, disposed. Then how to make the environment be clean. Then environmental legal legislations. So these all the things you have to learn it. Then after 2 to 3 years, you learned construction safety. 30 hours construction certification you have a degree in engineering or science, or sometimes rare case arts also there, but you learned science. After 2 to 3 years construction industries experience, then you can start to apply for big industries as a HSE officer or EHS officer or safety officer or safety engineer or safety inspector. So there are a lot of job opportunities are there. Then you can apply everywhere in the world after 3 years. Immediately, then you can do it IO sketch. After 5 years, you can do it NIBOSH. Then only you can learn NIBOSH perfectly. Without knowing the or studying the NIBOSH, then only getting certificates is not enough for the career prospects of the safety. So you have to get the knowledge first. Going big construction industry, 2 to 3 years working there, you have to learn the health and safety environment part. Then you can apply for a big industry or medium or big industry as a safety officer or safety engineer or HSE officer. You become a HSE officer. So thus you are in between. You have any environmental certifications you are getting free or any certification. There are a lot of online free environmental certifications are there. Go and get it. The environmental certificate is must. And fire first aid certifications, training, lot of training institute they are doing the first aid CPR training certificate. Then firefighting certificate. So that certificate normally will give the industry itself. So you must have a firefighting certificate, then first aid certificate, OSHA 30 hours certificates, construction safety certificates, degree, science or engineering degree. In rare case, arts also there, but you have to learn it for arts side. So the career wise, okay. First 2 to 3 years you already worked in a construction industry. Then you got lot of information about crane, forklift, bulldozers, then working height, then scaffolding, lotto, electrical safety, emergency preparedness and response, environmental management, waste management, then gas cutting, welding, grinding. These all the things you are learned. When you learned during the your construction side training side, you learned. After that, you are applying for a middle or big industries. In that industries, you can learn more about your career's prospects as a HSE officers, health, safety, environmental. You can apply for a HSE officer, HSE engineer, HSE inspector, HSE auditor, HSE advisor. Then environmental you cannot apply because of the if you have an environmental degree, then it's enough. Environmental diploma or degree is enough. Again you can apply for the environmental officer engineer positions. After that, you can have a lot of opportunities, health, safety and environmental side and also safety side. You can apply for worldwide about your qualification, like you have to highlight about your degree, science or engineering degree or arts, wherever you studied health and safety environmental matter. In the resume side, you have to make it the proper presentation of HSC officer or safety officer engineer, safety engineer. How you can apply it means you have to apply it, you have to focus on what all experience first 2 to 3 years, health, safety, environmental side you learn it. That one you have to present in the your resume. So in that order, degree side, in educational side, you have to add it like this. First degree engineering or degree in science or degree any other arts in case you learned science. Then second one is WOSAS 30 hours construction safety or IO sketch, what you learned enough. Then first aid certificate, fire extinguisher certificate, then environmental certificate, whatever you got it from the outside or in the online, but environmental certificate. These things. Apart from the experience side, the construction side, what you learned about the heavy equipments, what you learned about the environmental side, health side, safety side, what you learned, you have to categorize in that. Based on that, the interview will conducted, being the qualification safety officer or engineers. In this, during the interview side, you have to make yourself be confident, problem solving ability, communications. You have a big communication and problem solving ability you have. These things you have to establish. So they will normally ask the questions about the accidents rate, incident rate, then what is environmental pollution. I'm telling about the interview questions. What are the questions normally the interviews time you can ask, they will ask. So the interview questions are technically they ask. Sometimes in case one of persons in the organization got an accident, what you will do immediately? This is a logic question they will ask. You cannot simply do the first aid like that. You have to give the proper answer like that. I will do immediately. call the concerned managers and do the first aid. In case minor, okay. In case major, we will send immediately to the nearby hospitals. And there should be, you have to tell them based on the emergency procedures we did. Emergency preparedness and response procedures, we did that one. So these are the things you have to normally inform to the concerned interviewer. The interview is about the, as I said, they will ask about emergency, preparedness and response, pollutions, environmental pollutions, noise pollution, and then they will ask accidental rate, incidental rate, and how you can solve the problems in case of big fire, how you can handle the fire. In case of anyone got major industrial failure, then what you will do. So some logic questions also there, but the normal questions are incidental rate, accidental rate, what is safety equipments, what are safety equipment, the PPE, what is mandatory PPE, what is optional PPE. PPE means, as you know, personal protective equipment. Then again you have they will ask about crane safety, they will ask forklift safety. So these are the basic questions normally expected. And then the rules and regulations of local and international health and safety rules and regulations. Sometimes in matured side only, the ISO 9001 is for the quality, ISO 14001 is for environmental management system, ISO 45000 is for the, we can say 45,000 is for occupational health and safety. Then accidental rate, incidental rate, then environmental pollution, then what are the different types of fire extinguishers, different kinds of fire and fire extinguishers. That's also one question. Then what, how you will do the first aid, and then what is pass. Pass means, as you know, for fire extinguishers, you can use the pass technique to use the fire extinguishers. Pull, P for pull, A for aim, S for quiz, then again S for swap. So pass is a fire extinguisher questions. Then what is safety? To protect the people, proactive steps to protect the people. Then the questions all comes from like this only, mostly. So during the safety officers or safety engineers, sometimes they will ask about the how in people working in the height, what safety equipment normally you can use. We can say safety harness belt or safety belt. Is it how much height the safety belt required? So 1.5 meters or above 3 feet, like that you can have informations. So they will ask in which meters you will recommend for the safety belt to wear. So these all the things, safety belt is a question, PP is also questions. Then you can have a environmental side. What is environmental impact assessments? What are 5 R's? five R: reuse, recycle, repurpose, then recreate, then reinvent. So there are 5 R's are there for waste. We can have reduce. First reduce the waste. After reducing the waste, you have to reuse the waste. Then repurpose the waste or recycle the waste. Then reinvent the waste. You can reinvent the waste. So you can have a 5R principles for the environmental side. Then radiation. If the person, radiation officers also there, safety officer, radiation officers also there. So these kind of questions are there. So as I said, yes, a safety officer, you have to develop your communication skill, problem solving ability, and knowledge in the safety side. Science, engineering degree or science degree, arts means you got to learn it. Then 30 hours construction certificate, then first aid certificate, fire fighting certificate. These certificates required. Then you can join construction industry as a safety officer or engineer or HSE officer or advisor. After that, 3 years you can work there, 2 to 3 years. Then you can do it IOSH and NIBOSH, or initially you can do it IOSH also. But NIBOSH you can do it after 3 to 4 years after that. Then once you did 3 years after that, you can join big industries like this. So as I said, the questions will come. Any chemical safety, electrical safety, then pollutions. These are the things you must know it. The radiation, and then fire extinguishers types, first aid types, emergency, assembly point, evacuation map. So these all the things you have to learn it. Then you can apply for any kind of industries in the worldwide. Then you can apply for it if you already have a construction background, then you can apply for oil and gas and construction industries. If the interview means, you can do the interview, give the logic answers. If you know it, you give the answer. You don't know it, still I'm learning, I have to learn more, like that, answer it. So that kind of things only you can improve it. So after that, you can apply for your career prospects about the safety officer, become a HSE officer, and you can progress everywhere. You can apply, and also if it possible, you can develop your knowledge after 2 to 3 years. Then after 5 years, you can do the NIBOSH, and a lot of extra diploma courses are there, like environmental diplomas and NIBOSH diplomas are there. That all is an advanced stage to improving your career. You can apply for the major websites, and you become if it's oil and gas industry, you can join as a HSE inspector, HSE advisor, HSE officer or engineer. So that will help you to improve your career more. So these are the safety career prospects. Thanks for joining, for everyone who all joined it here. KY, thanks. Thanks for the joining. Thank you.